Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we discuss all things financial literacy. Today, we're going to discuss 5 low-risk NAICS codes that you can use to build business credit. Choosing the right code can significantly impact your business's ability to secure funding, as lenders and government agencies use these codes to assess risk, eligibility for loans, grants, and contracts. For clarity, you should use the NAICS code or the SIC code that best represents the main source of revenue for your business. If you want to see my full review on NAICS codes and SIC codes, I'm going to link that video right here. Now, in that video, I define what these codes are, why they were created, and how they're categorized. So if you're looking for like a full detailed breakdown, then that's the video that you want to watch. With that said, if your goal is to build business credit and you have multiple businesses and you're trying to choose one to focus on for business funding and credit building efforts, then this video will help you choose the likely codes that will be the least risky for your business. Now, I did pick a few NAICS codes that I felt like are very versatile, and for a lot of people, you can use them for almost any business, depending on how you would like to explain how you make money. Just know that these codes should be very flexible depending on what you're doing. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, the first low risk NAICS code that I want to talk about is 513130, and that's going to be book publishers. This code applies to businesses that publish books in print, audio, electronic format, including editing, designs, and marketing. It includes publishers of textbooks, maps, and technical, scientific, or mass market books. This is one of the easiest ways to frame a digital product business if your main focus is information when it comes to products. So if you're selling ebooks, digital guides, educational manuals, planners, journals, checklists, informational resources, or structured content products, this can be a very interesting category to look into if it truly matches with your primary activity. So again, if your business model is creating and publishing informational content products, then this type of category, it makes a whole lot of sense. Now, this is also especially powerful for people who already have knowledge. Maybe you're into fitness, maybe you're into finance or budgeting. A lot of people are sitting on information that could be packaged into a sellable asset, but they keep thinking that's too simple. Well, that's exactly the point. Simple sells, simple also scales, and simple is often easier to finance than something that looks operationally messy. The beauty of a publishing-based digital business is that you can start small. That's why I like this category so much. It gives you a clean business concept that's easy to understand, and when you're building business credit, easy to understand is often best. The second code is 541430, graphic design services. Now, this category will be covering businesses that plan, design, and manage visual communications like logos, brochures, and marketing material. It includes independent graphic artists, commercial art studios, and technical illustrators. Now, this code falls under professional, scientific, and technical services. Now, this one is gold because every business today needs branding. Everybody wants a logo. Everybody wants a polished website. Everybody wants social media graphics, presentation decks, flyers, and creatives, thumbnails, packaging concepts, lead magnets, and visual identity. In other words, demand is not the problem. Execution is the problem. If you know Photoshop, if you know Canva, if you know Illustrator or similar tools, you're already way ahead of the average person. And even if you're not a world-class designer yet, you can still build a legitimate business focusing on specific offers. Logo designs, brand kits, social media graphics, YouTube thumbnails, pitch decks, PDFs, lead magnets, business card designs, all of that will count. You can even do a simple brand refresh package, and that's what makes this category so attractive. It's skill-based, but it's still relatively low overhead. So you're not buying trucks, you're not renting storage units, you're not dealing with spoilage, breakage, or shipping cost. You're providing a creative service from a laptop, and that's very risk profile friendly. And that's a different risk profile than a business that needs physical inventory or specialized machinery or major insurance exposure. And here's another reason why I like graphic design. It's also easy to prove the activity. You can build a portfolio, you can show client work, you can create samples, and you can establish an online presence. And when your business looks real, it's polished, and it's active, that helps everything else you're trying to do from a credibility standpoint. A lot of people want business credit, but the company doesn't even look like a company. No branding, no offers, no site, no consistency. You don't want your business to look like a a random legal filing. So graphic design businesses can solve that problem for themselves very easily because branding kind of is the business. Now, if you want to understand how to actually structure your business, I have an entire video that shows you how to do that. Having a business website, a phone number, a logo, things like that, that is all a part of structure. So if you haven't done that yet, I highly recommend you watch that video. So not only is 541430 a low risk category, it also gives you the opportunity to build a business that looks strong on paper and in real life. The third code is 5411611. That is administrative management and general management consulting services. Now, this industry includes businesses that provide operating advice, assistance on administrative management issues such as financial planning and budgeting, maybe even asset management, maybe record management, office planning, strategic planning, site selection, new business startups, and business process improvement. A lot of people have valuable knowledge they don't realize can be turned into consulting. Maybe you understand SOP creation, process cleanup, client onboarding, sales systems, team workflows, scheduling, CRM organizations, or back-end business structure. That is consulting, and consulting is one of the best low-risk categories because the business is you, your brain, and your ability to solve problems. Now, obviously, you need to actually know what you're doing, but if you genuinely have knowledge that helps people improve their businesses, then this can be a fantastic model. It's also one of the most flexible codes because consulting can really be very broad. You can work with a small business, you can help startups, you can offer audits, even strategy calls or implementation packages, system redesigns, or ongoing advisory. And from a business credit perspective, the model tends to look good because it's advisory and service driven. Lenders generally feel better about companies that can operate without massive fixed cost, and consulting businesses often have that advantage. So if your strength is not design and it's not content publishing, maybe you know how to help businesses think better or organize better and operate better. 541611 is a very strong option to look into. The fourth code is 541613, marketing consulting services. Now, this is for businesses primarily engaged in providing operating advice and assistance related to marketing. So if you understand social media management, strategy, audience growth support, content planning, and brand positioning, this can be a great business model. Now, social media management can touch different operational activities depending on exactly what you do. But if your business is centered around advising, planning, strategy, positioning, even content direction, and helping brands market themselves better, this category is one that a lot of entrepreneurs should be paying attention to. Every business wants visibility, every business wants leads, every business wants growth, and most businesses are terrible at marketing. And that means opportunity for you. If you know how to help companies improve their social media presence, maybe tighten up their content, improve their messaging, or build better campaigns, or simply stop posting nonsense, then there is real value there. What I like about marketing consulting is that it's modern, it's scalable, and low overhead. You start with one client, then 3, then 5, and you can turn a one-off strategy call into monthly retainers. You can offer content calendars, audits, campaign planning, caption strategy, even short form content direction, funnel ideas, and brand voice development. That's not just a business, that is reoccurring revenue potential. And reoccurring revenue tends to look a whole lot better than unpredictable activity. Again, none of this will replace the basics. You still need to have a structured business setup. You still need clean business information, matching records, good bank behavior, real revenue as well if you're planning to get serious funding, and solid personal credit when a lender wants a guarantee. But when the business category itself is simple and credible, that does help. And marketing consulting absolutely fits that conversation. The fifth code is 541219. Other account services. Now, this code will cover businesses providing accounting, bookkeeping, billing, and non-CPA auditing services, excluding payroll only or tax only services. This includes independent accountants, bookkeepers, and billing offices often focused on specialized accounting services or general ledger maintenance. This one is huge. Bookkeeping is one of the most practical service businesses that a person can start if they're detailed oriented and comfortable with numbers. And no, you don't have to be a CPA to have a legitimate bookkeeping business. That's exactly why this category matters. A lot of small business owners are drowning in receipts, transactions, reconciliations, invoicing, and reporting. That creates demand. If you can help organize books, categorize expenses, clean up reporting, manage invoicing, and support a company's financial records, you have a business that solves a real problem. And from a risk standpoint, this is a very asset-light model. All you have to have is a laptop, software, skill, and systems. This is way less of a financial risk than operating a business with physical products, risk, or expensive equipment. The other reason I like bookkeeping is because it's so hard to replace. Once a business trusts you with their numbers, they usually don't want to replace you every single month. That creates retention, that creates reoccurring monthly revenue, and reoccurring revenue is one of the most attractive things about a business because predictable money is always more fundable than chaotic money. So if you're organized, responsible, and you like helping businesses keep their financial house in order, 541219 is a very smart category to consider. Now, I'm sure you're thinking, how do I choose the right NAICS code for me? And choosing the right NAICS code really just depends on the purpose of your business. Now, I recommend that you choose the one that best matches what your business actually does. That matters for credibility, it matters for compliance, and it matters when your records start being reviewed across different platforms, applications, and databases. What you want is alignment. Your business name should make sense. Your website should match your services. Your NAICS code should match your activity. Your social media presence should reinforce the same story. Your invoices, branding, business bank account behavior, it should all point in the same direction. That is how a real business looks, and that is what banks are looking for. So if your LLC says one thing, but your website says something else, your bank activity says something completely different, and your NAICS code looks like it belongs to an entirely different company, that is where problems start. So don't think of this video as pick any NAICS code and get funded. Think of it as pick a clean, low overhead, easy to understand business model that you can actually operate well. That is the smarter way to play this. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If I had to sum this up in one sentence, it would be this. The easier your business is to understand, the easier it is to build credibility around it. That's why these 5 categories stand out. Digital publishing through 513130 can be powerful for people selling information products. Graphic design under 541430 is a strong skill-based service with low overhead. Consulting through 541611, it gives you a clean way to monetize expertise. Marketing consulting under 541613 opens the door for social media and growth-focused service work. And bookkeeping through 541219 gives you a stable, reoccurring number-based business model that solves a real need. All 5 of these can be started easily, and all 5 of these can be built from skill. And all 5 of these tend to fit the kind of simple service-based profile that many entrepreneurs really want when they're trying to build business credit the right way. And if you position your business the right way, you give yourself a much better shot at building something fundable, credible, and scalable over time. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and you all have a wonderful day.